Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today Coin is filing an 8K that shows a significant leadership change in their legal department, and I am seeing a move that could signal a shift in how they handle legal and compliance going forward. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This filing details a key executive stepping down, but what is more interesting is who is stepping in and the new agreement in place. Alright, let's dive into what Coinbase Global Incorporated is reporting. This is a current report, meaning something important just happened, and they need to tell the public about it right away. The date that matters here is the 8th of July 2026. This is when the events triggering this filing took place. This is all about Coinbase Global Incorporated, a company you probably know if you are into cryptocurrency or financial technology. Just some standard identifying information here for the company. Now, they have to list an address, but they've noted they're a remote first company and don't have a headquarters, so this New York address is just to check a box for the CSE. They also point shareholders to an email for communication. This section is all about changes in the company's top people. And that is exactly what we're seeing here. The big news is that Paul Grewal, the Chief Legal Officer and Secretary, is stepping down. His last day in that role will be the 31st of July of 2026. This is a pretty significant position, as the Chief Legal Officer oversees all legal matters for the company, which is complex in the cryptocurrency space. But it is not all about departures. Coinbase is already lining up a replacement. Molly Abraham, who is currently the Vice President of Legal, is expected to step into the top legal role as General Counsel and Secretary. This suggests a smooth internal transition, with someone who already knows the company's legal landscape taking the helm. What is really interesting is that Mr. Grewal isn't just leaving completely. He has signed an advisor agreement. This means he'll stick around for a bit from the 1st of August to the 31st of October to help with the handover and offer advice. This is a common practice to ensure a seamless transition for critical roles. And of course, there is a financial incentive for him to stay engaged. He is getting a lump sum payment equivalent to 3 months of his salary after his advisory period ends. Plus, some of his stock awards that were set to vest in August will still vest as long as he fulfills his advisory duties. This shows Coinbase values his continued input during this transition. They are just giving us a summary here of the advisor agreement. For all the fine details, we need to look at the actual agreement itself, which is filed as an exhibit. This section tells us what other documents are being filed along with this report. Here is where we see the actual documents that support the information we just discussed. This is Exhibit 10.1, the actual advisor agreement between Coinbase and Paul Grewal. This is the document that contains all the specifics about his transition and compensation for those advisory services. And Exhibit 104 is just the cover page of this filing, formatted in a way that computers can easily read it. Finally, the signatures. This is where a company representative officially signs off on the report, making it official. This report is signed by Alasia J. Haas, the Chief Financial Officer, on the 9th of July 2026. Having the CFO sign off is standard practice for these kinds of important filings. Now, let's think about what this means for Coinbase. The departure of a Chief Legal Officer is always a significant event, especially in an industry as heavily regulated and rapidly evolving as crypto. Paul Grewal has been a key figure, and his exit could raise questions for investors about the company's legal strategy moving forward. However, the immediate appointment of Molly Abraham, who has been a vice president within the legal department, suggests continuity and a belief in internal talent. This isn't a situation where they're bringing in an outsider to fix problems, which can sometimes signal deeper issues. Instead, it looks like a planned succession. The advisor agreement is also a good sign. It shows that Coinbase wants to retain Grewal's expertise during this critical transition period, and it also suggests that Grewal is willing to help ensure a smooth handover, which is beneficial for the company and its stakeholders. This kind of arrangement can prevent knowledge gaps and maintain stability. Looking at the external context, we see other headlines around Coinbase from early July 2026. There is anticipation for their earnings preview and discussions about whether Coinbase is a buy, with some analysts focusing on its role as an institutional gateway to crypto. This legal leadership change happens just as these important financial discussions are taking place. Any perceived instability in legal could potentially cast a shadow over these positive market discussions, although the smooth transition plan seems designed to mitigate that. For a company like Coinbase, navigating the complex and ever-changing regulatory landscape is paramount. The Chief Legal Officer plays an absolutely crucial role in this. Any misstep in compliance or legal strategy could have significant financial and reputational consequences. With the crypto market's inherent volatility and increasing scrutiny from regulators worldwide, having a strong and experienced legal team is not just important, it is essential for survival and growth. The fact that they've opted for an internal successor points to confidence in their existing legal infrastructure. It suggests that the company's legal strategy is well established and that Abraham is well equipped to continue that trajectory. On the other hand, one could argue that bringing in a fresh perspective from outside, especially with the regulatory pressures, might be beneficial. But for now, Coinbase is betting on continuity. The compensation package from Mr. Grewal's advisory role is also worth noting. It's a reasonable incentive to keep him engaged, ensuring that his institutional knowledge, which is invaluable, is transferred effectively. This is a practical move to safeguard the company's legal operations during this period of change. My biggest concern with this type of filing isn't usually the immediate event itself, but what it might signify for the longer term. Will the new general counsel be able to navigate the increasingly complex legal and regulatory environment for crypto companies as effectively as her predecessor? Will any underlying issues prompt Grewal's departure that haven't been disclosed? These are questions that only time will answer. What I'm actually looking for is how Coinbase's regulatory compliance and legal challenges are managed in the coming quarters under Molly Abraham's leadership. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description.